The American Armed Forces just made a call that's going to send shockwaves through the shooting community. They've locked in a completely new primary battle rifle cartridge, and it's not the one-gun forums or podcast panels have been betting on. While enthusiasts have been arguing over bigger rounds for harder hits or smaller ones for lighter carry, the brass went a whole different route. This isn't a minor tune-up. It's a total overhaul in how American warfighters will engage threats in the years ahead. We're not talking about recycling old hardware. This is a brand new tier of small arms firepower purpose, built for modern combat realities. What follows comes from hands-on time, range work, and training observations, not just a rewrite of press releases. Let's break down why this new chambering changes the entire game. The new heavy hitter, 6.8 by 51 millimeter. Here's the round that just earned its slot in the military's arsenal. The 6.8 by 51 millimeter, known in the civilian market as the 277 SIG Fury. This isn't some boutique experiment or flavor of the month like 300 Blackout. This is a purpose-built combat load designed to hit like a wrecking ball. We're talking a 140-grain bullet screaming out at roughly 3,000 feet per second, dumping close to 2,800 foot-pounds of energy on impact, more than double what the old 5.56 NATO delivers. But the magic is in the pressure. Most rifle ammo caps out near 60,000 pounds per square inch. This beast pushes 80,000. That's right, 80,000. To make that safe, it uses a hybrid case, a solid steel base to contain the blast and a brass body to feed smoothly. Without that steel head, you'd be beating your chamber to death. With it, you get blistering performance without blowing the gun apart. As for range, this cartridge still carries fight, ending power past 600 meters, and it hits harder at 1,000 yards than 5.56 does at 500. That means the average rifleman now has reach and punch more in line with a designated marksman, all without changing over to a bolt gun. Why 5.56 NATO is getting retired from the main stage. So why ditch the 5.56 NATO? Simple, the battlefield has evolved. We're not just talking about shooting at guys in sandals with no armor anymore. We're looking at peer and near-peer enemies, running level 3 and level 4 plates. In those fights, 5.56 simply doesn't get the job done. Putting half a magazine center mass into someone wearing serious armor and watching them stay in the fight. That's a cartridge problem, not a shooter problem. The 5.56 was built for a very different fight, short-range jungle skirmishes in Vietnam against unarmored opponents. Lightweight and high rate of fire made sense back then. Now the doctrine is about overmatch, outranging, outpenetrating, and out-hitting the other guy. The 6.8 by 51 does exactly that, punching through body armor at ranges where 5.56 is running on fumes. Past 300 meters, the old round starts falling off. The new one stays lethal well past 600, meaning fewer rounds fired and fights ended faster. That's a major shift in mindset from spraying a lot to landing decisive hits, side by side with the old standbys. Let's size this newcomer up against the classics. The 5.56 NATO is light, easy on the shoulder, and has almost no recoil. A standard 62-grain M855. A1 weighs about 12 grams and produces 4 to 5 foot-pounds of kick. Troops can carry 210 rounds in 7 mags without much trouble. The 7.62 NATO, on the other hand, hits like a truck with about 2,400 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. But it's heavy. Each round weighs close to 25 grams and kicks at around 18 foot-pounds. You can't carry as many, and rapid follow-ups take more skill. The 6.8 by 51 sits right in the sweet spot. Similar weight to the 7.62, but it delivers nearly 2,800 foot-pounds of energy, with recoil around 15 foot-pounds, enough to feel it, but totally manageable for anyone with range time. You're probably running 20 to 25 round mags in the new M7 rifle, but when each shot hits that hard, you simply don't need as many. When it comes to range, 5.56 falls behind after 300 meters, and 7.62 tops out around 800. 6.8 by 51. Stays lethal well beyond 600. Stays supersonic past that, and is built to chew through armor at distances that stop the others cold. The military wasn't chasing more gun just for bragging rights. They wanted superior reach, penetration, and knockdown without making the rifle uncontrollable. And that's exactly what they've got now. Impact on the modern warfighter. This new cartridge doesn't just tweak numbers on a performance chart. It completely rewires how American infantry squads fight. Imagine you are in charge of a fire team, and you spot movement at half a kilometer. Back in the days of the 22 long rifle, or the 5.56 NATO, you'd likely dump rounds for suppression just to maneuver. But with the 6.8 by 51 millimeter, you can engage deliberately and with confidence, knowing the projectile stays lethal well past extended ranges. This isn't just about connecting with a target. It's about doing it with precision and undeniable stopping power. Then there's the integrated suppressor, a true game changer. It slashes muzzle flash, cuts down the report to manageable levels, and makes in-contact communication far easier. Even better, it makes your firing position far harder for the enemy to triangulate. That's a real, measurable tactical advantage, especially in fluid combat situations. Now, pair that with the XM157 optic. This isn't just a piece of glass. It's a full-on digital fire control system mounted to your rifle. It calculates range, factors in wind and drop, and adjusts for atmospheric conditions on the fly. Think of it as a rangefinder, wind meter, and ballistic computer all in your sight picture. Combine that with the ballistics of the 6.8 by 51, and you've got precision that's downright lethal. Sure, troops now carry fewer rounds than with the 5.56. And yes, recoil is heavier, but with solid training, it's completely manageable. Once soldiers see this round punching through armor at 500, 600, even 700 meters, they're convinced. Confidence builds, and with confidence comes battlefield initiative, and initiative wins fights. New platforms, new doctrine. The 6.8 isn't being shoehorned into old designs. It's arriving with two purpose-built weapons, the M7 rifle and the M250 automatic rifle. The M7, set to take over from the M4A1, uses a short-stroke gas piston to handle chamber pressures hitting 80,000 pounds per square inch. It comes from the factory suppressed, tuned for control and raw power, and represents the most advanced battle rifle the Army has ever issued. Its controls and ergonomics are familiar to anyone trained on the AR family, so there's almost no learning curve. The M250 replaces the M249 as the new belt-fed squad weapon. It's lighter, softer shooting, and sends 6.8 projectiles beyond 600 meters with the authority to pierce body armor. This isn't just a suppressive fire tool anymore. It's a precision support weapon. Training is evolving too. Army marksmanship ranges are now stretching to 1,500 and even 1,800 meters. The focus has shifted from rapid reloads to precision at distance. Soldiers are becoming data-driven marksmen, integrating ballistic calculators, advanced optics, and laser rangefinders into their day-to-day shooting. The rifle is no longer just a firearm, it's a precision instrument. And the soldier, a true system operator. What it means for the civilian world. So how does this trickle down to us on the civilian side? When the Department of Defense adopts a new caliber, shooters pay attention. The commercial version, the 277 SIG, Fury, is already hitting shelves. For long-range shooters and serious hunters, it's an absolute dream. High ballistic coefficient, flat shooting, and still carrying impressive energy well past 1,000 yards. Big game hunters are especially thrilled. This cartridge can ethically drop elk, moose, or feral hogs at distances where classics like the 30-06 or the 243 Winchester start running out of steam. But there's a catch cost. That hybrid case, with its steel base and brass body, isn't cheap to produce. It also doesn't reload like standard brass, requiring specialized tools and technique. Right now, it's mainly found in certain bolt guns and SIGs, cross rifle. Still, the round is already real, available, and effective. As the military rolls out more platforms, civilian rifles and more affordable ammo will follow. Setting the record straight on 6.8 by 51. Myth 1. Smaller means weaker. Wrong. Even though its designation sounds smaller than the 7.62 NATO, it hits harder, moves faster, and punches through armor with ease. Myth 2. It's just an old cartridge reborn. Not even close. While it shares a bullet diameter with some older rounds, its extreme chamber pressures, hybrid case tech, and smart optics integration make it a completely modern solution. Myth 3. It's fixing a problem that doesn't exist. Tell that to any soldier who had to dump half a mag of 5.56 into armor and got no result. This round was born from a real battlefield gap. Myth 4. It's too heavy to be practical. Yes, each cartridge is bigger, but you don't need as many. A few hits with this round can do what dozens of 5.56 couldn't. That's a win for both logistics and lethality. Bottom line, this cartridge was engineered for today's threats, not yesterday's. It's not just an upgrade. It's a shift in how fights are won. Looking ahead. This isn't just the rollout of a new caliber. It marks the beginning of a whole new chapter in small arms. The United States Army is leading the charge. But if the 6.8 by 51 millimeter performs as expected, it could trigger a ripple effect across other branches and NATO partners. The big challenge? Standardization. For decades, the 5.56 NATO kept coalition logistics simple and predictable. Now, with hybrid case construction and extreme chamber pressures, allies will have to decide, modernize, or stick with legacy systems. Meanwhile, the civilian market is watching with keen interest. If hybrid case technology proves reliable and scalable, it could breathe new life into classic cartridges, like the 308 Winchester or the 30-06 Springfield, giving them a serious performance boost without changing their bullet size. Imagine the same old favorites, but with flatter trajectories, more energy downrange, and better penetration. Bottom line, the 6.8 by 51 millimeter isn't a gimmick. It's a purpose-built answer to the threats of tomorrow. It blends speed, raw power, and pinpoint accuracy into one package, and it's already rewriting the playbook for rifle design, marksmanship training, and battlefield tactics. So the real question is, are we looking at the future of the fighting rifle? Or is this just the next stepping stone towards something even more advanced? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to Gunsmith Forge for more expert insights on tactical gear, ballistics, and next-gen gunfighter tech. Stay dangerous. This is Gunsmith Forge signing off.